there. Welcome to second episode of Women Health Tip with Sarah. I hope the first presentation was helpful. Again, thank you so much for joining me. The aim of this video was to provide education for rural women and women that do not have enough education, did not have opportunity to go to school to be aware of their body and how their body function. This video is dedicated to those women. So today episode, I'm going to talk about personal hygiene, the importance of personal hygiene, what happens when personal hygiene is being neglected. So please welcome to this week's topic of personal hygiene, and let's get started. So personal hygiene is very good for women. If we neglect our personal hygiene, the possible thing that may happen to us is infection down there in our body, and it might lead to infection, and infection can now lead to some complication that I'm going to discuss further in this video. So one of the infection that may occur if personal hygiene is neglected is called bacteria vaginalis. So before I go in details into what bacteria vaginalis is, I would like to encourage the young ones, especially from the age of 10 or 9, when once they start having their menstrual cycle, what to do in order to prevent infection. So for young girls, they have to be trained to take their shower at least 3 times a day, or twice if they have gone to school. If they are home, 3 times a day is encouraged. And when that is not possible, please encourage your girls to change their underwear and encourage them to wear another underwear and encourage them to wash them properly. When going to school, you want to encourage your daughter to go to school with extra underwears and also with extra sanitary pads. Also, I would like to talk on this video. It's about what sanitary pads do we as mothers give to our young girls that have virgins. So there are different types of sanitary pads. There are tampons are some kind of sanitary pads that is inserted in the vagina to collect blood. That type of sanitary pads, I would not recommend it for a young woman that is a virgin, because you do not want them to break their own virginity. I would just use that word depending on who is watching this video. So I will try to avoid the use of medical terms as much as I can. So tampon is not advisable for younger ladies that are still a virgin. So what are the sanitary pads that they can use then? Is the regular sanitary pads. They can use that one. At night, it's advisable for them to use the long one, so to line it up good enough so that they will not have accident at night. And they can double it depending on their flow of blood. So, and wearing fitting pants also is very important during menstrual cycle. You do not want a young girl wearing all kinds of pants. I don't even know their names because I don't wear it. I just wear regular pants anyway. Is it the one they call is a string or whatever it is? So you do not want them to wear that kind of pants. You need to educate them to wear appropriate clothing, and if possible, they need to avoid wearing white during menstrual cycle, white underwear, white clothing, especially when they are in school and when they are not developed enough to know how to prevent those accidents. So it doesn't matter the age. When accident happen, it's actually very embarrassing. Okay, so now let's talk about what type of infection occur if personal hygiene down there in the vaginal area is not maintained properly. It causes bacteria infection and is known as bacteria vaginalis. Bacteria vaginalis, the name is It's so because it affects the vaginal area, so that is why it is being referred to as bacteria vaginalis. It is the most common causes of vaginal infection for women of childbearing age. So it occurs due to sexual intercourse with a new partner. It is also rare for a woman to have it if she has never had sexual intercourse. It's rare, but also if the cleanliness is not appropriate, it can also, a woman can also have infection. So bacteria vaginalis, I'm going to be using the word BV, increases the woman risk of developing sexually transmitted infection. However, the BV is not considered a sexually transmitted disease, especially for those one that did not have any sexual intercourse with male, but they still have the infection. For them, it is not considered STD. STD means sexually transmitted infection. This infection also it occurs mostly from age 15 to 44, but it can happen to any woman at any age. But it's more common with women from age 15 to 44. So, what are the symptoms that occur with this kind of bacteria? 50 to 70% women with BV have symptoms. BV alone is not harmful, it doesn't cause any harm, except when it is being infected, because women do have a normal vaginal flora that is not infected. But if bacteria set in, it can lead to infection. So, as I explained further in this video, you'll be able to know. What are the symptoms that may occur? The symptoms are itchy and gray watery discharge with a fishy smell. So you do not want to walk around with that kind of smells. So it is very important to encourage girls to frequently change their sanitary pads if they are at school. As soon as the teacher gives them a break, I will advise a girl with having her menstrual period at the time to run into the bathroom and change it. Don't take a chance. Remember, you are in school, you are not just in school alone, you have other people, both young boys, young men. Even if it were a whole female school, it's still embarrassing. You need to go and change your sanitary pads. So go to school with extra sanitary pads and extra pants. If you are at home, home is even better. You change it as frequently as possible. You do not want accident in your bed sheet, on your chair, in the car when you are driving. We have to encourage our girls on this. Okay. So what are other symptoms? The woman might have a burning sensation during urination. When you go to urinate, you start feeling a burning right down there. So these are the symptoms that may occur. Itchy also around outside of the vagina. Um, Outside of the vagina, I'm trying not to use medical words, so I wanted to say it. So let's leave it there. Around the vagina area, please. Infection can also occur there, and it causes itching. So, what are the complications? The complication that may occur. So, I'm going to talk about complication during pregnancy and and post-pregnancy, meaning postpartum after delivery. And I am going to talk about complications that occur before pregnancy. So I will start complication that may occur, or the causes of BV that leads to complication in pregnant women and also women that have had their baby. So complications are for early or preterm delivery. So a woman might go into labor due to this type of infection. The woman amniotic fluid, the other word for it is water. When you hear water break, sometimes this water break, there's a reason for something to always happen. So this type of infection can cause the woman's water to break early. So in postpartum women, postpartum, meaning women that just had their baby, they may develop endometritis. Endometritis means that is infection of the inner lining of the womb, the woman may have infection there, and it might be irritation, it could be inflammation of the lining of the uterus. So please, personal hygiene also. Remember, when a woman have a baby, what happened? They still bleed. They have some blood there coming out. So you still continue to maintain personal hygiene. So it's not only for women that are menstruating. Personal hygiene, whether you menstruate or you don't menstruate, it is very important to maintain there. But you do super personal hygiene, especially when you're having your period and also when you have a baby. That way you do not develop unnecessary infection. So with people that have BV infection, they also at high risk for having HIV. They also have high risk to contacting sexually transmitted diseases from their partners, such as herpes, simplex virus, chlamydia, gonorrhea, and papillomavirus. All these infections that I mentioned, later on in this program or this channel, I will be able to pick one of those one by one and I'll talk about them later on. But if you do have personal questions that you cannot wait for the video to come out, so please you can inbox me and I'll explain to you. And also, one thing I would like to encourage people to do, let us not just use social media for Facebook only and for entertainment. Please use social media for your health. Anything you want to know about your health is on social media. You can always look up. Doesn't mean you're becoming a doctor, but it means you are equipping yourself. You are doing some research, giving yourself needed knowledge. That way, when you go to the doctor and they talk to you about your health and what is wrong with you, at least you have the basic knowledge of what they are talking about. Because especially in America, even if you know all this, you're not going to go to the store pharmacy to buy antibiotic for yourself to treat this problem. The doctor still needs to see you and prescribe, but at least you have an idea what it's all about when they're talking about it. So another complication or things that may happen is an infection after surgery, especially when a woman, some women, due to one reason or the other, they decided to remove their womb, and that is called hysterectomy or termination of pregnancy. Termination of pregnancy could be for many reasons. It could be intentional. It could be either a complication of the baby. It could be complication of the mother. It could also be a natural occurrence that a pregnancy decide not to stay. So women that have this listed things that I just mentioned may have the possibility to have this bacteria, and that bacteria can lead to so many things. For young women that have BV infection, these are things that BV infection can lead. So it can lead to tubal blockage, leading to infertility, which, I mean, if you think about it, a little thing as infection, bacterial infection, fishy smells, stays in your body for so long and causes future problem, a big problem as infertility. And once your tube is blocked, it's very difficult to undo it. So please, let's take this infection seriously, and also most importantly, let's take our personal hygiene very seriously, because if you fail to take care of your personal hygiene, what happened in future might be regrettable. So sometimes people that never had any sexual intercourse before, maybe they were virgin, they just get married, and then suddenly 5 years in marriage, 10 years, they're not having baby. Some of this problem started when they were younger due to poor personal hygiene. So please encourage your girls to maintain personal hygiene so that in future when they grow up, they will not be faced with such a problem like a tubal blockage. Okay, the next complication that occur is The fluid that surrounds the baby, that keep the baby in the womb safe. Remember, I'm trying not to use medical terms. Also, that fluid can break earlier than expected. So sometimes when you hear that women their water break, it might be because they have infection. There is possibility of the newborn to develop cerebral palsy. So you see, it was just a personal hygiene issues that it was not properly maintained. Look at what is happening to the baby. The baby is having cerebral palsy possibility. So how are you going to measure which of the baby you will have due to poor personal hygiene will have cerebral palsy? So the most important thing is to prevent the infection from happening. Women also may develop pelvic inflammatory disease. Pelvic inflammatory disease is an infection that affects inside of your womb, not just one place, but the whole entire pelvic area. Pelvic is a bone that most of our all our abdominal organs are in there around that area. So it's very important to take care of that area, please. What the causes of BV, this infection? I already talked about it, but I'm going to explain to you also other things that may lead to BV. BV is caused by imbalance of naturally occurring bacteria flora. The vagina have a good bacteria. Let's just say it that way. We have a good bacteria and we have a bad bacteria. So why this happen in medicine, we always say that it's not clear, but we also have a predisposing factor. So BV is different from candidiasis, which is also known as yeast infection. BV is also different from trichomoniasis. So in other videos, future videos, I will be explaining others infection. But if you don't have questions, please inbox me. I will explain further. The role of bacteria. All part of the body have bacteria, but some are beneficiary while others are harmful. When there are two harmful bacteria, problem can arise. The vagina contains mostly good bacteria and some harmful bacteria. BV occur when the harmful bacteria grow in numbers. And what causes them to grow in numbers is because of poor personal hygiene. So the bacteria comes in and they start increasing, and the woman will start having itchiness, as I mentioned before. They will start smelling, discharges, gray discharges they may experience. The vagina normally contains bacteria called lactobacilli. This bacteria produces lactic acid, making the vagina slightly acidic, preventing the growth of other bacteria. But if the bad bacteria overwhelm the good one, then the woman will have infection. What are the risk factors? What causes women to have BV? So apart from poor hygiene, douching, a lot of people do douching. Douching is just washing there unnecessarily. Some people may go into the bathroom, they use the bathroom, they use water, and they might not even clean it properly, and they left. Some of them use medicated solution to clean the vagina. Please do not use it. Water is good. Having a bath with antiseptic liquid is not advisable down there. Having a new sex partner, please maintain one sex partner if you are in relationship, if you are up to the age. If not, abstinence is best until when you are ready, but when you are ready, please be careful. Having multiple sex partner is a choice. I am not here to talk about how many partners you should have, but I am just explaining that having multiple sex partner can increase the woman risk of having a lot of infection, not just BV, but other infection. Using perfume bubble bath, avoid that. Vaginal deodorant, avoid that too. And sun scented soap, please avoid it. Smoking also, how do smoke causes bacteria? It reduces your immunity. So you see, smoke causes lung cancer. Smoke can increase blood pressure. So read more on smoking, the effects on the body. So you will see washing underwear with strong detergent. Try not to, so you could to avoid infection. Thank you again for watching my channel. If you have any question, please inbox me, and please share this video with single parents, especially the male that may have lost his wife or his girlfriend or significant other, and he's faced with the challenge of raising a young girl all alone. Please, this video is dedicated to such people. And also please share this video to all conferences, women conference that you may go, gather young women in your church to view this video that may not have knowledge. Thank you and God bless.